Hello everyone, my name is Om Doshi and I am here with my team members Sahil, Atharva and Jay. Today we will be presenting our pen testing tool that we developed as a part of a group project. Our tool is a web application vulnerability scanner that helps identifying potential security weaknesses in web application and assist user in preventing attacks. The tool is designed to detect input validation and authentication vulnerabilities in web applications. We have used a combination of programming languages such as Python, HTML, and CSS, along with different libraries and frameworks. Our tool is user friendly and can be easily integrated into the development process. It is our hope that this tool will contribute to improving the overall security of web application. Now Sahil will be taking over to explain the input validation feature.
So, hello everyone, my name is Sahil and I've worked on the input validation testing of our security tool. So, the input validation testing is a crucial part of web application security as it helps prevent attacks such as SQL injection and cross site scripting. So, our tool basically uses various techniques to validate user input, such as checking for the correct data type and length of input, as well as filtering out any potential harmful characters. So during our testing, we were able to identify and prevent such several potential vulnerabilities, which I will be demonstrating, proving the effectiveness of our input validation tests.
Hi everyone, my name is Atharva and I will be explaining the authentication testing feature of our security tool. Authentication testing is an important aspect of website security because it ensures that users who access certain parts of a website have the proper credentials and permissions to do so. Our tool tests the authentication process of a website by simulating a login attempt with both a valid and invalid credentials. This helps to identify any weaknesses in the authentication process, such as allowing users to access restricted pages without proper credentials. During our testing, we found several vulnerabilities related to authentication on some of the websites we scanned. Our tool was able to accurately detect these vulnerabilities and provide recommendations on how to fix them. Overall, the authentication testing feature of our tool is a crucial aspect of website security and can help prevent unauthorized access to sensitive information. Now, Jay will be taking over.
Uh, our security tool is built using Python and relies on a number of libraries and frameworks to implement its functionality. We use the Flask Python web framework to build a web application and the SQL Alchemy library to interact with the database. Additionally, we use the PyJWT library, which stands for JSON Web Token, to handle JSON Web Tokens for user authentication. The code is modular and well organized, with clear separation of concerns between different components. Now, Sahil will be demonstrating the working of our pen testing tool.
Okay, so firstly, this is this is the sample website that we'll be testing. So here I have created a website which consists of a simple form that takes user input and submits it to a PHP file for processing. So as you can see, the form has two fields, one for username and another for password. So this is a sample HTML file, and then upon submitting the form, uh, I'll just show. And yeah, so upon submitting this form, the data will be sent to the submit PHP for processing. So this is a submit PHP. Okay. So this is the code for a web vulnerability scanner tool. It's written in Python and uses request library to make HTTP requests. The tool scans websites for potential security issues such as XSS and SQL injection attacks. So the code first defines the URL to test the list of input values to test for input validation. It then iterates through each input value and makes a request to the URL, checking for any expected errors in the response text. So you can see here, and so the huh. So the next the code tests the authentication by making the request with a list of passwords and checking if the response contains the expected message logged in successfully. So like these are the passwords that I have chosen to test, as you can see, and and the and finally, like here, I've the code tests a valid input, so I've tried for a valid input which is hello world to make sure that it does not contain any expected errors. So overall this code demonstrates the functionality of our security tool and how it can help users identify and prevent potential security threats on their website. So I'll just run it now. Okay. So as you can see in the terminal, the code is performing two types of tests: input validation testing and authentication testing. For input validation testing, the code is iterating through a list of input values, making a request to the specified URL with each input value as value for a form field named input, and checking if the expected error is present in the response text. So like in this case, the expected error is an XSS, which is a cross-site scripting attack, and the input values are crafted to attempt to inject malicious code into the web page. So now, like for the authentication testing, the code is iterating through a list of passwords, making a request to the specified URL with each password as the value for a form field name password, and checking if the response text contains the message logged in successfully. This is simulating a brute force attack on the login page of the website. So like we can see that all the authentication tests have failed, which means none of the passwords in the list were successful in logging in. This is a good sign, as it means the website has a strong password security. So for the input validation tests, all the injected code snippets failed except for the harmless hello world, which you can see here. It has passed. This indicates that the website is secure against XSS attacks for these specific input values. So hence overall the code provides a useful tool for testing website security and identifying potential vulnerabilities. Thank you.